Alright, guys, how's it going? It's time for Gaming News Live. We're here once again this Friday afternoon to deliver the gaming news. Where in the hell's my stream music? It is way, way, way too quiet. Give me 1 second, guys. Oh, Jesus, I got tone down some of the freaking music. Damn, that list is long. And now it's not wanting to do what it's supposed to. Seriously. Oh, for frick's sakes. Any other damn time this shit would work. Shit gets on my damn nerves so goddamn bad. Like, why wouldn't it just show up here? Like, why do I have to enter the fucking property menu just to fucking find it? Y'all hit me up in that live chat. Let me know how you guys are doing this Friday afternoon as we are about to dive into Gaming News Live as soon as I figure out why the news is not showing up right there. Need just a slightly bigger background. Put the camera a little closer. Oh, I don't like the camera being that close though. It allows me to sit drinks up here. Then you guys can see the pours during sipping Saturday and stuff.
Picking up the pieces of a broken heart, 'cause I was chosen. Stitch it back together, better late than never, steady motion. Can't control my fate, but I control all these emotions. I'm not broken. I'm not broken. Already cried my tears enough for an ocean. I've been in the cold rain.
Alright, how are the streams doing? Let me check on them right quick. Oh. Yeah, okay. I want to make sure it wasn't showing up on screen right quick before I go looking at stuff. Cadet, are you here? I need a mod check right quick. Just a real quick mod check. Mod check. Any of my mods in the building.
Gravity can take his arms around my legs and try to pull me. I'll still levitate. The greatest gift I got, his name is holy. One thing I learned, pain hurts but don't control me. I'm not broken. I'm not broken.
Alright.
Already cried my tears enough for an ocean. I've been in the cold rain.
Oh, hopefully he shows up. If he ain't here soon, I will. There we go. Look at that. I love it. Alrighty. Let me shoot him let me shoot my mod a quick. Alright. Hang on, let me figure out why the news ain't. Oh, that's probably why it ain't showing up. Or maybe not. What the hell? Sorry guys, I didn't mean to do that stupid crap. Why is this stupid working? Lord help me. Help me, Jesus. I'm getting so tired of crap not working. Oh, Captain. Oh, Captain. Alright. Gave it a second to refresh. And it's still not doing it. I am so effing fucking tired of this stupid freaking streaming program. Like, OBS is great, it's free, but there's just so much crap in OBS that just doesn't fucking work. Like, when I set shit up to fucking be the way it's supposed to fucking be, fucking stay that way. Fuck's sakes, man. Drives me damn nuts. Am I really gonna have to make a whole fucking new one? Okay, I'm gonna try one more thing, and if that doesn't work, then I'm just gonna redo the whole fucking thing just because. There it is. About fucking time. It's just ridiculous, guys. Like, 10 tons of crap just to get that. To pop up on the fucking screen. Like. How's everybody else's Friday going? Mine, it's been a Friday. I'll put it that way. But things pick up, things get better. How are you guys doing this Friday afternoon? Hit me on that live chat. Actually, I gotta get to live. That's another thing I ain't got going yet. If you guys are chatting, crap. Sorry guys, I gotta do something. But in order to make sure that I wasn't missing any chats, right quick, I needed to, oh, sorry Cadet, I asked if you were here. I actually do need to get chat popping up on the screen though, so give me 1 second. Something in my eye. There it is. Alright, where's the YouTube? There it is. Okay. Alright, now chat should be popping up where it's supposed to, at least on my screen. And yes, it is. Alright. Now, if all that worked. Yep. Alright. All 3 live chats are good to go. You guys might not be able to see it. I'm sorry. Actually, I might be able to put it up on the screen on this one. You know, that I had never noticed till just now that Stream Elements on the chatting scene doesn't have a chat box. Like what? That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I actually don't have a live chat on this scene. That's crazy. I could put live chat on the screen, but it'd take more time than we've got. Just know I am paying attention to the live chat, so you guys hit me up in the live chat. Let me know how you guys are doing this Friday afternoon as we dive into the gaming news. Speaking of said gaming news, let's get, well, actually, let me put the gaming news back on the screen. Bam! Let's get to the news, guys. Alright, let's turn the stream music down just a tad. There we go. Alright, Samsung just put the world's first 6K OLED gaming monitor on sale, and it comes with a $300 bonus. The industry's first 6K OLED gaming monitor leads the 2026 Samsung lineup. They're available now with up to $500 in bonuses, which is good because it probably costs like $5 grand. But let's dive into it. It says here, you know what, wait. It says here, Samsung's 2026 monitor lineup goes up for order today, headlined by the industry's first 6K gaming monitor and an expanded run of the OLED Odyssey panels. Order the qualifying model through 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on June 9th, and you'll pick up either a Samsung credit worth up to $300 or a free gear bundle like the Galaxy Buds 4 Pro or the Samsung Music Studio Kit at checkout, depending on which model you choose. the new 32-inch Samsung Odyssey G8 6K earns the largest $300 credit on a $1,600 monitor. The 43-inch moving style essential qualifies for a $200 credit at $900. And every other 2026 Odyssey, Viewfinity, and Smart models that's shipping today is in the same offer. The full 2026 monitor launch offer is live now and runs for 2 weeks, which the only window to get this much money back on these monitors before they settle into the normal price cycle. I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty sure my 9070 XT here could probably push 6K, but probably not very well. Like, it'd do better than most cards, but like even my 9070 XT would struggle. Like, I'd probably still get 60 frames per second in 6K, I'd imagine, but not in every game. Oh, but $1,600? That's double what I paid, well, almost double what I paid for this 32-inch OLED 4K gaming monitor. I mean, hell no. I'm spending $1,600. I better have like 8K. I don't think I'm going to upgrade my monitor for a good while. I don't care about 6K. 8K, I'd probably upgrade if it's 8K, but I ain't doing no small upgrade when it comes to my monitor. Not that one anyway. not my 32-inch 4K OLED. No. Gonna be a minute before I upgrade that. Now, the streaming PC monitor, that one I'm going to upgrade here pretty freaking soon. Because, well, I need a better streaming PC monitor. This one's okay. I bought it for real cheap off Marketplace, and it's got spots on it and stuff. And it's not the best monitor. So, as far as my actual personal streaming gaming setup, I want both my monitors to at least be nice and not have spots all over them. So I'm gonna upgrade the streaming PC monitor here soon with a better one. Doesn't have to be a 4K OLED, obviously, because I don't need it to be, but that'd be kind of overkill to have two 4K OLEDs and one only being used for like streaming work. Well, I don't know. I don't do a whole lot of work on the streaming PC. Might make some thumbnails. That's about it. But yeah. Gonna upgrade that one. And then the current streaming PC monitor is just gonna go over here to my build desk. It'll be the new test monitor and stuff. Anyway, what do you guys think about this 6K OLED news? Is there even any news? Yeah. There's a little bit of news, Cadet. There isn't a whole lot actually. So today's gonna be a relatively short live stream. That's why I was calling. I wanted to make sure you were on stream, Cadet, because with this being a short gaming news live stream, because of there being a shortage on news this week, and I didn't want to reiterate the news from last week, except for one article. I do want to remind you guys about one thing, but I will save that until the end because I don't want to rehash last week's news. But there is something I wanted to remind you guys about. I could push 6K. You could, but that 5080 would probably push 6K at least 60 frames a second. I don't think you'd drop under 60 frames a second with that 5080 pushing 6K. That'd be interesting to see. I think watching the 5080 do 6K would actually convince me to possibly trade my 9070 XT in for one. But seeing any difference in 4K to 6K still be minimal. Oh yeah, you're not gonna notice much in between 4 and 6. That's why I said I'm not really worried about upgrading to 6K. Like, once we jump up to 8K, then I'll consider upgrading my OLED gaming monitor, but because then you'll actually see a difference between like you seen a difference between 2K and 4K, but not a ton. The jump from 4K to 6K is going to be pretty much the same, not a lot, but it's not going to be exactly the same, but like you're not going to notice it too much. But the jump from 4K to 8K, yeah, that's going to be, you're going to notice that one. Wait a minute. One thing I noticed while I was trying to take, is there an overlay on this, or, hold on. I'm jumping off topic, but I was trying to make shorts out of my live stream from last week. And the one thing I noticed on this scene is, where's my camera? There it is. There is an overlay. I didn't think there was an overlay on this. Oh, yeah, there is. Okay. Okay, well, we're gonna do away with the overlay on this scene because my camera needs to be bigger. Not a lot, just a little bit. Will just shove me over here in the corner. And that way, when I try to stretch it to make a short, I'm not making it all pixelated or anything. Just trying to stretch it from this to a bigger thing should be okay. But trying to stretch it from that teeny tiny little rectangle that I was to take up a good section of the screen, yeah, that wasn't working. I realized I was only getting 72 FPS on Forza 6 because it was hard set to it. I get 144 maxed out. It was hard set to what? You won't see much after 4K, especially on small screens. Yeah, I mean, that's why I went with 32-inch screen. It was set to 72 FPS in game settings. Oh, it was maxing you out at 72. It was set with a 72 FPS max setting. That sucks. It's a good thing you figured that out. $8K, 4K will look the same under 70 inches. And there really ain't much point in even making freaking anything above a 4K monitor then. If you're not going to notice if you're not going to be able to see the difference between that in a 32-inch monitor, then, I mean, what's the point? We're not going to have computer monitors as big as fucking TVs. Well, I don't know, we might eventually, but they're working on it. I know that. Like, I heard they came out with this one TV that will actually do, I think it's 144 hertz or something. I don't remember what the hertz rating was, but it was over 120. I know that. Don't know why I turned it to 144 and can pretty much maintain it. I mean, yeah, that 5080 should kick them frames pretty good in Forza. Like, I know a lot of people don't think that there's a whole lot of difference between the 5070 Ti and the 5080, but because of the fact that they had the same amount of VRAM, but the clock speed and cores and stuff like that, there's a good upgrade between the two when it comes to that. So it's the only reason why I'm contemplating swapping out the 9070 XT with the 5080. I don't know. I have a hard time just spending that much on almost the same kind of card. Which is what's pushing me to contemplate a 5090, but I ain't doing none of that for the next year or two, probably. I know I might wait for the 6090. If there is one. You guys hit me up in that live chat. It's time to get back to the news. That was about it as far as the 6K gaming goes. So we're gonna move on to the next article. There will be. I'm glad I'll be able to swap pieces as we go. Yeah. I mean, I'm hoping that there will be a 6090. I'm hoping that the prices for crap go back to normal before the 6090 comes out, but I don't think Nvidia's even going to make any more GPUs till the freaking crap gets settled. They've kind of put a halt on a lot of their GPU production. Well, not halt, but they've slowed down a lot of their GPU production because of the freaking memory crisis, Ramageddon, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, I'm in the same boat as you. I'm glad that I can just swap pieces out now. Just little minor upgrades. Well, except for the GPU. That's replacing the GPU is never a minor upgrade, but yeah. I think the next thing I'd upgrade in this PC would, it probably would be the GPU, just because I want more power. After that, I don't know. I don't think I'd mess with it. If there had to be something to replace after the graphics card, maybe a RAM upgrade, kick it up to 128 instead of 64, but I ain't doing that anytime soon. Like, prices are gonna have to be back to where they were a year and a half ago before I consider a RAM upgrade that big. Just that 64 kit that's in there now costs over $1,000. I don't know, sometimes you can find it for just under 1,000, but 128. Shit, you're talking about like almost 2 grand. You can get 128 gigs of RAM, or you can buy a 5090. Alright, let's get back to the news, guys. We're getting off topic. Let's get rid of that one. And now we are to the PlayStation 6. Zen 6 CPU will likely deliver full speed PlayStation 3 emulation. Which, I don't know about you guys, but this makes me very happy. As cell architecture continues to cause challenges. I don't know about you guys, but I hope that's not what the PlayStation 6 looks like. Not to get off topic of the PlayStation 3 Zen 6 emulation on the PlayStation 6, but can we just talk about this for a second? Look at that fucking thing. Like, it's a PlayStation 5 with lines. And a curve on the light, and apparently a light up disk drive. I guess. At least that's what it looks like. Looks like there's still a disk drive there, and the light's on the disk drive. Hopefully that's just a prototype of what they were imagining it might look like at the very beginning, or some shit. I don't mind the way the PlayStation 5s look. The way the PlayStation 5 looks. And they can keep the whole stand-up design and stuff, but does it have to look just like the PS5? No. Every PlayStation's always had its own like distinctive look to it. Like the PlayStation 6 just looks like that can't be the way it looks. You guys hit me up in the live chat. What do you guys think? I'm going to keep going with this article, but man, that can't be the way it looks. I'm cool with the all black. It's the minimal changes in design from the PS5 to the PS6. Like, that can't be the way it looks. Anyway, ever since the launch of PlayStation Classics on the PlayStation 5, gamers have been asking for proper PlayStation 3 emulation rather than the cloud-based version currently available. That's because a lot of us, like myself, have lots of PlayStation 3 games. We have lots of PlayStation 1, 2, and 3 games, damn it, PlayStation. And when you launched the PlayStation 3, we had backwards compatibility from 1, 2, and 3 on that original PlayStation 3. Then you took it away. Then you came out with the PlayStation 4. Now the PlayStation 5 can play PlayStation 4 and 5 games. Well, fucking let us play the rest of them. Let us go full backwards compatibility with all of our frickin' discs. Like, it shouldn't be that hard. Guarantee you I can throw an ancient ass computer game on my computer and it'll fucking play it, okay? Which means I should be able to throw an old ass game into my PlayStation 5 and fucking play it. As long as it's a damn PlayStation game. Anyway. Last year we heard reports of implicit conversions of the developer behind the PlayStation Plus. I'll speak right here soon. The developer behind the PlayStation Classics ports was working on native PlayStation 3 emulation, but nothing has come of it to date. and there seems to be a very good reason, as only the PlayStation 6 with its Zen 6 CPU architecture could have the horsepower to properly handle cell architecture emulation at full speed. Boy, the architecture that they built the PlayStation 3 on, like, that shit is just, it's crazy to think about how different that architecture, that specific architecture inside that specific game console has caused such problems. Like, I have no doubts that PlayStation could probably flip a switch and the PlayStation 5 could probably play your PlayStation 1 and 2 games. No problem. But for some reason, that damn PS3, man. It says here, over the weekend, the tech experts at Digital Foundry shared their PlayStation 3 on PlayStation 5 emulation tests, which was made possible much like their path tracing tests thanks to the new Linux loader using RPCS3, the best PlayStation 3 emulator currently available. I can attest to that. It is very good. The test highlighted one major bottleneck, which is likely preventing native emulation of the PlayStation 3 games, the CPU bottlenecks. While games that did not push the cell processor's complex SPU architecture like Ridge Racer 7, Resistance, Fall of Man, and Heavenly Sword run great on PlayStation 5 with higher resolution and better performance. Others that do, like Grand Theft Auto 4, Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of the Patriots, and God of War Ascension, suffer from severe performance issues due to heavy utilization of SPUs for open world simulation and morphological, I think that's how you say morphological. Yeah, morphological Aliasian? I never can say that word right. Increasing the resolution doesn't impact performance, highlighting how the performance issues are caused by the PlayStation 5 CPU. Other tested games like Killzone 2 and Killzone 3 and the MotorStorm trilogy. They made 3 of those things? I never realized they made that many MotorStorms. Like, I knew they made 2. I didn't know they made 3. That must have been during my bad time of my life when they came out with 3. Also highlight that only the PlayStation 6 and its Zen 6 CPU should have the horsepower to handle proper PlayStation 3 emulation, as disabling the SPU driven feature such as the aforementioned morphological anti-aliasing delivers much better emulation, while in Killzone 2 cases increase the resolution actually increased the CPU load, as post-processing was handled by SPUs. Although an official PlayStation 3 emulator would benefit from having the full system's documentation, which the RPCS3 team does not have. It's understandable how the extra work that would be required to address the PlayStation 3's CPU emulation shortcomings may not be worth the effort for Sony so close to the launch of the PlayStation 6. Hopefully the next generation system will indeed deliver full emulation of every PlayStation system to date from day one, as it improves hardware. It's an impressive hardware should have the horsepower to pull it off. We keep hearing about the impressive hardware of the PlayStation 6. And there's no doubt it's going to be a monster as far as consoles go. But, like, it's still... What's the best way to put this? It's still not going to be as good as a full-fledged PC. Like, it probably won't be as good as mine. But, you know, I think I can say that safely just because, well, certain games that we just talked about that using our PCS3 on the PlayStation 5 doesn't yield real great results, like in Metal Gear Solid 4. I happen to yield real good results with it. No one knows what it'll look like yet. Yeah, I figured it was just like a placeholder picture or some shit. Let's put a PlayStation 5 picture up there and then make it look funky. If I remember right, that's kind of what they did with the PlayStation 4 when the PlayStation 5 came out. Like, the initial pictures of the PlayStation 5 kind of looked like this, but then there was other ones that made it look like a PlayStation 4 with weird ass corners and shit. You guys feel free to hit me up in that live chat with whatever you guys want to talk about. I'm looking forward to this PlayStation 3 and full backwards compatibility with the Zen 6 PlayStation 6. If the PlayStation 6 does full backwards compatibility, I won't buy it day one, but it won't be long after it launches that I'll buy it. Just because, I mean, I can essentially just save a lot of room as far as my gaming setup goes. You know how much of my gaming setup is PlayStation? Like, I was going to give my son my PlayStation 4 because I don't play my PlayStation 4 because my PlayStation 5 plays PlayStation 4 games. But then I realized my controller was broken. It wouldn't charge. So now I gotta buy another controller so I can give him my PlayStation and let him play. Alright, let's get back into the news because we spent a lot of time yakking and we need to get it going. You guys feel free to hit me up with whatever you guys want to talk about. And if you guys want to talk about any of the articles that we've talked about so far, including this Zen 6 PlayStation 3 CPU emulation, y'all hit me up in that live chat. We're going to keep it moving. That's it as far as that's concerned. So we're going to move on to the next article, which is also PlayStation 6 related. Everything that we know so far about the PlayStation 6. Sony hasn't even officially announced the PlayStation 6 yet, but that hasn't stopped the rumor mill from churning out an increasingly steady stream of leaks, insider reports, and solid hints from the company itself, with the PlayStation 5 well into the latter half of its life cycle. With the PlayStation 5 Pro already on the shelves, the attention of hardware gamers is increasingly turning towards whatever comes next. Here is everything we know so far about the PlayStation 6 from its release window and hardware to pricing and possibility of an entirely new PlayStation handheld launching alongside it. Price date or release date and pricing. Sony has maintained a remarkably consistent console release cadence. The PlayStation 3 launched in 2006, the PlayStation 4 launched in 2013, and the PlayStation 5 launched in November of 2020. A seemingly near perfect 7-year gap each time. Applying that pattern to the PlayStation 5 points to a 2027 release window, which makes very good sense because that's what everybody else is saying about everything else. Like Xbox is coming out with their Xbox either at the end of this year, beginning of next year. AMD's talking about bringing out the Zen 6 CPUs 2027, maybe even jumping to AM6. We don't know that yet, but possibility. I don't think so. Me personally, I think Zen 6 is still going to be an AM5 CPU. I think Zen 7, that's going to be when they jump to AM6. And with that, the emergence of DDR6 memory, which I'm not really looking forward to all that. Well, I am, but I'm not. Looking forward to the performance boosts from all that. I'm not looking forward to seeing the price tag for all that. Says that, and that was the most widely cited target among leakers, chiefly YouTuber Moore's Law. Moore's Law is dead, and renowned AMD insider Kepler L2. However, in January 2026, MST and International Senior Analyst David Gibson warned that while Sony's existing memory inventory would shield it from the short-term impact of rising RAM prices, increased costs could become a serious issue in the fiscal year ending March 2027, and noted that the PlayStation 6 release is therefore likely to be delayed longer than many expected. I mean, there's a good chance that this RAM shortage delays a lot of technology. For us anyway. I mean, we're going to see AI jump in our lives in crazy increments here soon. Unfortunately, the price of that we're going to pay for AI jumping through the roof here soon is everywhere in the tech industry is going to take a hit from everybody doing AI all at the same time. But anyway, it says then on February 15th, 2026, Bloomberg published an even more alarming report citing anonymous sources familiar with Sony PlayStation 6 plans. The report stated that Sony is now considering pushing back the debut of its next PlayStation console to 2028 or even 2029, still largely due to the ongoing memory shortage that has no end in sight. If true, this could mark the longest gap between PlayStation consoles to date, while also giving Microsoft a chance to capitalize on with its next Xbox console, which is still reportedly targeting a late 2027 release date window. Recently, Take-Two CEO Strauss Zelnick also chimed in on the subject, suggesting that the launch plans for both the PlayStation 6 and the next-gen Xbox console are unlikely to be affected by the memory and storage crisis. I mean, me personally, I think Xbox and PlayStation probably had a massive stockpile of RAM and everything before the shortage was even a thing. And when the shortage was becoming a thing, they probably stockpiled a buttload more. So, I mean, will it eventually affect those? Yeah. I mean, it's already starting to. I mean, they've already raised the price of the Xbox and the PlayStation 5. So, you know, it's to be expected. Things are going to get a little rough, guys. Pricing is one of the most uncertain aspects of the PlayStation 6. The RAM shortage complicates things further. The PlayStation 5 launched at $500, rising prices. Production cost of the PlayStation 6 is highly unlikely to match that price point. Most estimates from credible sources currently place the PlayStation 6 pricing between $500 and $600, though some industry observers have pushed that estimate as high as $700 to $900 depending on memory situation and model configuration. The PlayStation 5 Pro $699 launch price in 2024 may have been responsible for setting the new psychological ceiling for PlayStation hardware. Despite rising hardware costs and a bill of materials estimated at roughly $760 by leaker Kepler L2, it remains possible that the PlayStation 6 will launch at $699 in the United States. However, the Xbox is unlikely to be a direct competitor in the next generation of consoles. Sony may ultimately decide not to subsidize its hardware, leading to higher launch prices. Sony has continued partnership with AMD since the days of the PS4 is one of the few hardware details confirmed with the high confidence. Reuters reported in September 2024 that Intel had lost out on a bid to design the PlayStation 6 chipset back in 2022, with AMD winning the contract. Leaked specifications, primarily from the aforementioned leaks, are shared from Moore's Law. Moore's Law is dead, and Kepler L2 point to the custom APU featuring, which is a Zen 6 CPU, offering a substantial leap from the Zen 2 found in both the PS5 and PS5 Pro. Wow, the PS5 Pro have a fucking Zen 2 CPU? What the? What the? A fucking Zen 2 CPU, guys. I mean, my mind was just blown. I had no idea that the PlayStation 5 had a Zen 2 CPU. That's crazy. Alright, let's get back to that. That was crazy news, huh? Alright. A Zen 2 CPU, that's crazy. Oh, alright. So we're going to get a big upgrade with the PlayStation 6. Could it be the biggest upgrade since the PlayStation 2 to the 3? Could we be looking at a possible PS2 to PS3 kind of upgrade with the PS6? with that big of a CPU upgrade? I mean, going from Zen 2 to Zen 6? Damn. Like, that's going to be a massive CPU upgrade. No wonder they're calling it that the PlayStation 6 will do PlayStation 3 emulation. I know it'll do PlayStation 3 emulation just fine. That does it just fine. And it's got a Zen 5 CPU, I think. Pretty sure it's Zen 5. Either way, yeah. Memory is expected that the PS6 will feature GDDR7 RAM, offering 640 gigabytes per second bandwidth, which would be a 43% increase over the PS5's 448 gigabyte per second, using through the narrower 160-bit memory bus rather than the PS5's 256 memory bus. The speed difference compensating for the reduced bus width. Total RAM capacity has not been reliably leaked. The GPU will be AMD's next generation RDNA 5 GPU, which will be used by both PlayStation 6 and the next Xbox. Though, according to Kepler L2, the new PlayStation console won't feature the full RDNA 5 feature set that will be available on desktop graphics cards, which hasn't even came out yet. Rasterization performance. Multiple leaks from Moore's Law is dead, and Kepler L2 indicate roughly 3 times the rasterization performance of the base PS5, with the teraflop count rising from 10.28 teraflops for the PS5 and 18.05 teraflops for the PS5 Pro to an amazing 34 to 40 teraflops for the PlayStation 6. Ray tracing performance. This is roughly the big focus for the PlayStation 6 console. Thanks to the announcements planned for RDNA 5, ray tracing performance could increase by a massive 6 to 12 times compared to the PlayStation 5. So once again, I ask you, are we looking at a massive jump like from the PlayStation 2 to PlayStation 3 with the jump from PlayStation 5 to 6? Yes, I know the graphics jump won't be necessarily that much difference, just because we're getting to that point where we're just not going to see a whole lot of graphics difference. Details, yes. Major graphics difference like the 2 to 3 jump, no. We're not going to see that, but the detail in graphics jump, we're going to see a big jump in the frames per second. I have a feeling we're going to see a massive jump in. And yeah, it's PS6 is sounding like it's going to be pretty damn good. Some of those announcements were actually co-developed by AMD and Sony through their so-called Project Amethyst, a machine learning focused initiative announced in late 2024. Project Amethyst has received a major update in October 2025 when AMD unveiled 3 key technologies that PlayStation 6 system architect Mark Cerny practically confirmed will be in the new console. Neural arrays, a new approach to grouping GPU compute units. Okay, this is just getting into a bunch of technical stuff that you guys probably don't give a rat's ass about. Sony just might decide to equip the console with a 1 terabyte SSD and no disk drive. according to Kepler L2. That would help keep costs down thanks to the neural texture compression. There might actually be space for more games thanks to the vastly reduced game sizes. That would be sweet. It will also feature a new HDMI 2.2 specification, which allows resolutions up to 10K at 120 Hz, 4K at 480 Hz, and 8K at up to 240 Hz, and USB 4 version 2.0 seems like a given, especially if the delay rumors turn out to be correct. Now, there is rumors of a PlayStation 6 handheld called the Canis. One of the most unexpected elements of the PlayStation 6 conversation is the strong rumor that Sony is planning to launch a dedicated gaming handheld alongside or shortly thereafter the PlayStation 6 home console. This would be quite the surprise for PlayStation handheld fans who had almost given up on the idea of a new handheld console after the resounding commercial failure of the PlayStation Vita. Bloomberg first reported in 2024 that Sony was exploring a gaming handheld initially dubbed Project Canis. Since then, leaked AMD documentation uncovered by Moore's Law is Dead has added substantial hardware detail, and multiple leakers have collaborated device's existence. Sony has also updated the PS5 developer kits to prioritize low power mode support, with documentation suggesting that developers ensure their games can run on just 8 CPU threads. Multiple sources have since interpreted that this is Sony's quietly preparing the software ecosystem for handheld hardware. The leaked specs, it's getting an APU built on TSMC's 3 nanometer. It's getting 4 times Zen 6C cores for games, 2 times low power Zen 6 cores dedicated for the OS, which will free up additionally roughly 20% additional CPU headroom for games. GPU will be 16 RDNA 5 CPU or 16 RDNA 5 compute units, clocking around 1.20 gigahertz in the handheld mode, 1.65 gigahertz when docked. So their new PlayStation 6 handheld is supposed to be kind of like the Switch. I think everybody's going for a Switch-like freaking handheld now. The memory will be LPDDR5X on a 192-bit bus controller. Theoretically support up to 48 gigabytes. All this is just rumors though, so you can take it all with a grain of salt. That's pretty much all we got. They're suggesting that the PlayStation 6 will be able to at least play PlayStation 4 and 5 games. As far as backwards compatibility past that, it's still just a rumor. We don't know much about PlayStation 6 games. Other than there's going to be some Assassin's Creed, BioShock, Elder Scrolls, Final Fantasy, Hogwarts Legacy 2, Star Wars Jedi Part 3, Splinter Cell, and then some Witcher games as well. Obviously there'll be more than that, but that's all we got as far as PlayStation 6 goes. We're going to go ahead and jump into the next bit of news because this is actually taking a little bit longer than I thought we were going to. GTA 6 has confirmed its November 2026 release date is happening. Mr. Zelnick from Take-Two has announced that they are putting their delay fears to bed, as they have officially confirmed that the release date for GTA 6 will be November 19th, 2026. And it will come out that day, as Mr. Zelnick insisted that GTA 6 was on track. I've been saying this for some time, that the release date is November 19th. He said, we obviously reiterated that today, so we feel very good about it. Reportedly, in its financial results in the 2026 fiscal year, Take-Two, which owns GTA 6 developer Rockstar Games, said it expects a breakout year for the company, led by the most anticipated entertainment property of all time. Take-Two confirmed Rockstar's plans to kick off the GTA 6 marketing campaign this summer, which is very soon. You can expect to see that popping up here very soon, with pre-orders expected to go live at the same time as fans await the release for Trailer 3, which, you guys, there's a place, one of the things I wanted to remind you guys about, which I am going to reiterate right now since we're talking about GTA 6. There's a PlayStation Direct coming up, or PlayStation Showcase coming up here next week, I think it is. I think it's June 2nd. I don't remember exactly the date. I'm going to be bringing out a YouTube short here about it on the Mickelback Gaming News channel. So if you aren't subscribed to Mickelback Gaming News on YouTube, make sure you go over to YouTube, hit that like and subscribe button on Mickelback Gaming News, so you can stay up to date with all the videos that I bring out, because we are going to get back into the bringing out the gaming news shorts, which I'm going to bring. The very next short is actually going to be about the PlayStation Showcase coming up here soon. I'm pretty sure it's June 2nd, 5 o'clock Eastern, I think. Make sure you go to the YouTube channel, and or you can watch last week's Gaming News live stream. I talked about it then too, but I will be making a short about it, so you guys don't forget about that PlayStation Showcase. I do believe we're going to see a good little bit about GTA 6 during that showcase, just because it's their summer showcase, and yeah, I do expect we'll see some from GTA 6 there. And they might actually come out with Trailer 3 on their YouTube channel before the showcase. I don't know. Or they might save it for the showcase, and let PlayStation show it off during the showcase. But yeah, I definitely would stay up to date with that PlayStation Showcase. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button on the YouTube channel, so you know when I come out with that short, to remind you guys about the showcase coming up here next week, which is why I'm going to bring out the short here soon, to remind you guys. But yeah, there should be plenty about GTA 6 during that. GTA 6 and Wolverine, I think, is the main reason why that showcase is going to be over an hour long. I could be wrong, but you guys tell me about that in the live chat or in the comment section after the fact, if you're watching this after the fact on YouTube. Yeah, let me know what you guys think. That's about it as far as that. We're not going to get into how much they expect to make. It's billions of dollars that they expect to make on GTA 6. We all know how big of a cash grab GTA's been ever since they made it. It's gotten worse with the emergence of freaking online freaking microtransactions and shit, but you know, they gotta do what they gotta do. So it's one of the things I hate the most about Take-Two and how they've done Rockstar recently and everything. Take-Two's all about their stupid microtransactions. They're the ones that make the WWE 2K games and, well, all the 2K games and shit. Don't get me started. Anyway, let's move on. Oh, that was it? No. I thought there was a little bit more gaming news. Alright, well, that was it. Gotta drive into town. Alright. Well, it's pretty much done for anyway, Cadet. So, no need to, well, I'm sure you probably got it attached to a screen or your window or whatnot. Anyway, yeah, that's about it, guys. Hopefully you guys found this stuff, all this information helpful. If you did, make sure you hit that follow button on Twitch or Kick, depending on where you're watching. I appreciate you guys. Sorry it was a little short on the gaming news this week. There wasn't a whole lot to cover. Like I said, if you guys want to know about that PlayStation showcase, you can, one, either go back and watch last week's gaming news live stream on Twitch or Kick, or you can go over to Mickelback Gaming News on YouTube and hit that like and subscribe button. And when I come out with that short here very shortly, no pun intended, then you'll get notified when I release that short, and then you guys can check it out, and that way you guys don't forget about it. Those are the two ways of doing that. But yeah, I appreciate you guys. If you guys did find this stuff helpful and you enjoyed this gaming news live stream, make sure you hit that follow button on Twitch or Kick, depending on where you're watching. And if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hit that like button. It helps push this live stream to everyone else that might be like you and interested in watching it. And while you're down there, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you know when I go live again. Don't forget to hit that bell icon. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for tuning in, and you have a good rest of your Friday. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow night, where we will be playing Forza on this monster PC. We're going to be playing some Forza Horizon 6. We're going to be having a good old time drinking some Capitan Morgan. And yeah, we're going to have a good time tomorrow night. Forza Horizon 6 on the Monster Gaming PC. We're going to be drinking some Capitan. We're going to have some good chat, good people in the live chat tomorrow night. Don't miss it. We're going to have a blast. Forza Horizon 6 gameplay. Some good old drink time. Sipping Saturday. Don't miss it, guys. That'll be tomorrow night, Saturday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, here on Twitch and Kick. If you're watching on Mickelback Gaming News on YouTube, you're going to have to go over to the Mickelback Gaming channel on YouTube. Hit that like and subscribe button so you know when I go live again, which will be tomorrow night on that YouTube channel. Mickelback Gaming's regular YouTube channel, you'll have to go there for Sippin' Saturday. That's where we do the Sippin' Saturday live streams, where it's all gameplay all the time, and we have some drinks while we're at it too on most occasions. Thank you guys. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow night for Sippin' Saturday night. After that, the next live stream will be Monday night for Metal Gear Monday. If that's your jam, that will also be on the Mickelback Gaming channel on YouTube. But if you're on Twitch and Kick, you guys get all the live streams, just not the videos. If you guys are on Twitch and Kick watching and you want to see the videos, I have 3 YouTube channels which house all the videos. Mickelback Gaming News, Mickelback Gaming Tech. If you go to YouTube, just search Mickelback Gaming, all 3 channels will pop up. Or if you go to the Mickelback Gaming channel, they're all linked there as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a good rest of your Friday. Have a good weekend. And I will hopefully see you guys tomorrow night for Sippin' Saturday night. Until then, you guys have a good weekend. And if you guys don't tune into any Mickelback Gaming YouTube or any Mickelback Gaming live streams or tech live streams, and you just tune into the news live streams, well, if that's you, then I will see you guys next Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern for the next episode of Gaming News Live. Until then, you guys have a good time. Have a good rest of your week. And I will see you guys next week for Gaming News Live. And unless you guys are tuning in for Mickelback Gaming, in which then I will see you guys tomorrow night, Sippin' Saturday. Till then, peace.